I actually don't know, and I don't know how it's even possible that I'm wearing this dress. My incredible stylist, Enrique Melendez, is obsessed with Sex and the City, and he was thinking, oh man, New York, what's a good New York theme film? And there's probably nothing more New York than Carrie Bradshaw. So I don't know how we pulled it off. There was a million conversations being had, but I feel so lucky and so privileged to be able to wear such a stunning dress. It just kind of slipped right on. It's perfect. Definitely one of my favorites. Thank you. Well, it's a very intimate, personal, emotional story, and I think that I'm interested in that. I'm interested in a good character study. I don't know the music world that well, so I think but as far as I'm concerned, nobody's really done anything like this before, so it felt like a really unique kind of experiment that I wanted to be a part of, because I like doing things that are creatively challenging and risky and just different, and I had never known anything like this one before. It was an absolute pleasure to be able to do this with Abel, someone so special. Anima is a very emotional, sensitive person tied to Abel. She kind of is Abel in a sense, and she really needs him to get better and start looking after himself, and she knows that he's been neglecting many aspects of his life. So she's very intense, but with good intention, I think. I have so much respect for Abel. I have so much respect for Barry. Barry is a dream collaborator and someone to work with. So, and then to be guided under Trey with all of that is just kind of the icing on the cake.
Very exciting, long overdue and very exciting. I've been very ready to share this movie for a minute, so I'm so happy the time is now. For me, it's been one of the best collaborations of my life, and it's been so smooth and kind of kismet feeling. Like, it feels like we were meant to connect and make this thing together. From its inception through the entire process, he's had my back with everything. I love him like a brother. The idea kind of started with him losing his voice and finding out it wasn't just a literal vocal thing, it was psychological. So something was going on up there. He was dealing with something and in the middle of something, and I think the film exploring that psychological space and trying to let an audience experience that in a visceral way. Basically, it had happened a few months before I met him, and it was fresh on his mind, and it was something he wanted to explore, and that to me was so exciting because, when you meet a pop star and they want to make a movie, you just naturally think it's going to be, I don't know, like a music video or a puff piece or something. But the fact that he wanted to explore something really vulnerable and traumatic was a great jumping off point to me, It was incredible. They're incredible actors. They're great human beings. We just connected and had great chemistry. Barry, I think if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to be one of the best actors we have. He probably already is. And Jenna is literally one of the most talented people I've ever met. When we shot, she was 20 years old, and she blew me away. The sky's the limit. She can do whatever she wants. Abel didn't have music and was like, make a movie out of my music. We just met and liked each other and wanted to make a movie and find music after that. So it was free flow and inspiring, always creative. He was always down to be risky and push things. Our ambition with this was to try to make a film we haven't quite seen before.
Feels good. Yeah, it's it's a journey that we all took, and we're here and we're celebrating, and we're here with people we love, talented. Trey Shults, OPN. Well, usually when something traumatic happens to me, I either write a song or I'll make an album, or that's usually been my therapy. With this film, with this incident, I kind of wanted fans to visualize it, experience it. I hope you leave, whether you like it or not, that it has you talking. Conversation is key for me. Whatever the art is, it's it needs to have you talking after. Well, Jenna, I've been a fan of. We've had some mutual working friends. Kevin, who was a producer on X, also a producer on our film, Kevin Turner, who passed away, very close with us. He had showed me her work, and X, Scream, everything she's done, she's always just been more than a star, just an emotional performer that I've always wanted to, that I saw for Anima. Barry's been a friend of mine for years. Yeah, Barry's been a friend of mine. Well, I've been a fan of Sacred Deer when it first came out, and he was just always a magnet on screen. But we've been friends, so I knew that a role like that, someone like him would be perfect because I feel safe to just, be vulnerable, and I can just learn from him. I think he's the best actor working right now.
He plays Abel's manager, and he's sort of like best way to describe him is like he is the audience. I feel he's we get an insight through his vision and what it's like to be in and around that culture, and it's he breaks boundaries. He takes permissions. Yeah, it's an eventful part. Jenna is incredible, and we had great fun, and without spoiling the movie, I'm trying to see what I can say here. But yeah, no, she's incredible, and Abel's incredible, and Trey, and it's a small crew and cast. I don't like to ever preempt or tell people how to feel going into a movie, but just I hope they immerse and experience and take something that they've not possibly accessed before, and they get an insight. This movie shows that it's you don't just relate through the industry, and the success Abel has had is massive, and so getting an insight into that and playing that part, and getting to kind of bring myself to it as well, and our relationship, what we have off screen. I know him as Abel, and it's sort of not weird, but it's crazy for me to see him up there as the Weeknd and as Abel, and also as a character that he's sort of discovering as he goes along with the movie as well. Always there for me, always support me, and just full of wisdom, and one that I can I've been observing and watching, but massive respect to him for playing himself, and it's brave to play yourself and bring those vulnerabilities to the screen, and kind of bring the Weeknd to the screen, but also bring this other version of yourself, and sort of therapeutic, I think, for him.